Hey everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministries, coming to you on a pre-recorded video on Tuesday evening. It's June the 7th, 2023. It's Wednesday evening. It's kind of late. It's 10:40. But that's about the earliest I can do my videos when I work during the day and have other issues and things I got to take care of when I get off work. So anyway, here I am. I think last time when I was on here, which it's been a while, I apologize, but I think I did the one sheet wonder where I took the whole piece of 8.5 11 paper and I stamped all the different images all around it, and I had it set up to where I would cut. I scored it down here that way, and then I scored it in half this way, and then I left 2 that size, and then I did another score here so that I had 4 pieces of this size right here. So I made these 4 into bookmarks, and then these 2 were card fronts. Oh, I know, I was thinking, I gave one card front to my son when he was visiting this weekend, and I sent the other card front to another friend. But anyway, so, and then, oh, I haven't backed one of the, I've got another bookmark, but I don't have the color of paper that I want yet to put behind it, so I haven't done that yet. And also, when I did these originally, I did not have my new ribbon in, and my ribbon has come in since then. So another bookmark I put on this Lost Lagoon, and this one's the peacock, and actually the Lost Lagoon ribbon would look fine with that too, so I could do that. And then this one will get the Moody Mauve, which I have now, so I'll run the Moody Mauve through that one. What was the other color I had? Well, oh, the other one I have, and I don't have the ribbon for that color either, is that Wild Wheat. So I'm going to order the ribbon for the Wild Wheat, and I'm ordering the Wild Wheat cardstock so I can back that last bookmark, and I can just give these to somebody that maybe needs a little pick-me-up. So that's probably what I'll do. Go ahead and put little ribbons on the ends of these. So I did want to share those with you. It's just great. So there, I had 4 bookmarks and 2 card fronts in no time. Oh, and I used this Courage and Faith stamp set for the card fronts and for the bookmarks. I've got the other one that I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Be of Good Courage on it. And then they have these other little things if you kind of want to put some little accent things around your Bible verses. You could do that. Of course, you could use these accents with any of your sentiments from other stamp sets as well. But yeah, and I just decided that these really didn't need any other decoration, because we have, you know, the cardstock, the handmade cardstock, or the handmade DSP, which is so nice. So I just used a couple of the different die cuts. This one was the deckled rectangles. I don't remember which one that was from. And then I just edged it and used a little sponge dauber and went around the edges with the same color of ink. So that was that. Those were so simple. And this Courage and Faith set, I was so excited to get those. I wish they'll put one of these in every catalog so we can get a few of these a year. It would be really nice. Okay, so moving on. Sorry about that. So the next thing I want to share with you, and I want to find it in my catalog. Actually, let me find Courage and Faith so I can tell you where you can find that. Courage and Faith is on page 72 in the annual catalog. Here it is. It's up here at the top. This one's $26. It's a Million Sales Achiever person, Natalie Travis. I haven't met Natalie. I'll have to go look her up. But it comes with 10 rubber stamp images. So it's really nice. And then here's another one that's got some religious type things in it. I thank God every time I think of you. This Hope and Prayer set's just $19. So it's another one that you might want to consider if you like to do spiritual, religious type cards or gifts for people. So there you go. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you out of this catalog, and actually it carried over from the catalog last year, and I didn't get it. I waited and waited because I wasn't sure I wanted it, which is odd for me because I almost always want something that comes with the punch. This is on page 20. Almost always want something with punch, so I put off getting this one. When I found out it was going to carry over to the new catalog, though, I did hop in and get it. So it's these Sweet Cherries, the Sweet Cherry set. It's on page 20. The Sweet Cherry stamp set by itself is $18. Okay, the stamp set is $18. They're photopolymer stamps. I've got some of them on blocks right now. And the punch that comes with it on page 149. Page 149, because it's no longer bundled. It was bundled in the catalog last year, but it's not bundled now. So here it is on page 149, the Cherry Builder Punch. The SKU is 158716, and it's $22. And here it is right here. So it punches out the cherry base, a stem, and there's leaves on there as well. And so we're going to use this tonight on the card that I'm making. And one other thing that I'm using that's new, this is not in the catalog though, it is on the online exclusives. They came out with these back sometime in the spring as online exclusives. It's this embossing set of 3 embossing folders. They're $30. You get 3 different embossing folders. You have to use these in the larger stamp cut and emboss machine. So there's 3 different designs. I don't know if you can see these. One of them's kind of like little flowers, and one of them is kind of like stars. I think it's flowers. No. I'm sorry. One of them looks kind of like stars. It's this one. You could say it's stars or you could say it's flowers. I used it as stars the other day on something I was working on. So it looks a little bit like stars, and we're kind of in a patriotic time of year. So it worked out real well looking like stars. Then there's the dots. And I used it on my cherry card that I did. And you can see the dimension on these things is unbelievable. Just the dots, how much dimension those have. You're going to see it, I think, if I turn it a little bit. And I apologize. Unfortunately, since I'm not doing lives, I can't really tell how well I'm in the camera. So I just hope I'm okay. When I go back and upload it, I'll look at it and see if it's okay. If it's not, I'll delete it and do a new one. So we'll hope for the best. Okay, so there's the dots, and then the one I'm using tonight, I don't really know what you call it, but it's kind of like a cross hash tag kind of a thing, like a bunch of hashtags going up every which way. And so here's the I went ahead and embossed this piece that I'm using in the card tonight that we made. So obviously that one with the dots leaves a much deeper impression. So I mean, depending on the look that you're going for, I thought it was cute with the cherries in this one, and we're doing cherries again tonight. It's just going to be a little bit different. Okay, and then here's the inside of this card. I used a little bit of leftover scraps from over here on the inside, and then also stamped a cherry on the inside. And this is, other than that embossing folder, and seeing the paper came from the Brights pack of paper, which is, let's see if I still have it laying over here. Oh, here it is. So they've got all the different color families have a pack of paper, okay? And they're 6x6 papers, and it has all the colors in the color family. So this is all the Brights, okay? And I used the Poppy Parade. Did I use Poppy Parade? Yeah, I think I used Poppy Parade on this. Let's look. Yes, I used Poppy Parade on this card. And so this paper came out of the Poppy Parade. The green is, this green is Granny Apple Green. This designer series paper was a piece of Granny Apple Green. This paper behind my little white piece was actually the lemon lime twist. So I wanted a little bit of difference in color there, and so that's why I chose to do that. Anyway, so we're going to do a card like this, but we're changing up the colors tonight, and I just wanted to do something different. We'll see how it turns out. And just go with it again. And instead of using the dots for my embossing folder, I used this crosshatch zigzag type thing, and I went ahead and embossed that piece. And I will let you know everything you need to do this. Give me just one moment, get this put out of my way. All right, so here's what you need for this card set, for this particular card. Excuse me. I had to get a sip of water. It gets so dry here in my craft room. I have the air conditioning on, but this is kind of a big room. It used to be a carport, and it got closed in before I bought the house, but I don't think the vents do a sufficient job of cooling and heating this room. But you know, when you put something on top of a garage, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, it's probably hard to get to under here, and I bet the ductwork going under here is probably not the best. So I have to turn my fan on, and that's why there's this fuzzy sound in the background. Okay, you'll need an envelope if you want to plan on mailing it to someone. Your card base is 8.5 by 11, and we're gonna cut it in half. We're gonna score it at 4 1/4. You'll need a card front. Your card front is gonna be 5 1/4 plus by 4 plus. And the reason I said that is because when I did my first one and I just cut it by 5 1/4 by 4, those dots took up some of the paper. So when I got ready to put it on my cardstock, on my base, it was actually smaller than I wanted it to be. This one's probably fine. It wouldn't have shrunk up as much. So I did make it just a tiny bit bigger on the width and on the length. So that's why I put 5 1/4 plus by 4 plus. Because depending on which embossing folder you use, it might draw up some of the paper. All right, and then for the inside, we're going to need, I'm using white 5 1/4 by 4. And then there's my envelope. Let's put it there. All right, and then for our smaller pieces, we will need a piece of designer series paper that's 2 by 5 1/4. Another piece of cardstock. I'm using garden green, and it's 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. And then to layer on top of this, and I'm going to use this small checked size. It's that same, this paper pack. Okay, this is not the Brights. This is the gingham pack. I'll tell you that SKU in a minute. The gingham pack of paper instead of the other card set was from the Brights. And so the front and the back of the ginghams, it's like a large and a small. And then we're going to need a piece I did it 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. My first card was 2 1/4 square, and then this one was 2 inches square, and I decided that was a little smaller than I wanted, so I made it just a tiny bit larger. You can adjust it if you don't like working in 16ths or 8ths and want to switch it to quarters. You can make this 2 1/4, and you can make this 2 if you'd like to do that. Okay, so there's no reason you can't change that up, because I did it that size in my first card. I just decided I wanted it a little bit bigger. All right, so, and let me get the gingham paper. The gingham paper came in pretty much the new colors that were not in colors, the new non-in colors, which are Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, Pecan Pie, and Pretty Peacock. Those were the new or returning colors that are not part of the in color group. And so this package has gingham sheets in all those colors. It's a total of Does it tell me how many pieces of paper? Probably down there where I can't read it. It's 40 pieces of paper. So it's like 8 sheets of each piece of each color. Okay, so that's what I'm using this for, because I really like a lot of those colors, and I wanted to be sure I had some matching paper to go with those. And let me just pull out my card so you can know what we're doing here. And if you need to take a screenshot, I'm gonna stand up and see if this is all in here in the picture. I think it is, based on when I looked when I set my camera up originally. Yeah, I believe it's all in there, so you can take a screenshot. All right, and let me just move the stuff I don't need here right now. Take these little stickies off everything. I might need them again if my video doesn't turn out. Oh, what did I have on there? Oh, I just picked up 2 sticky notes. All right, so this one's going to go back over here because I'm not using this one. I'm back in my basket. And this one, I'll lay these up here. And I'm going to move the envelope so I don't get ink on it. Y'all just remind me, I've got it over here now. So, this piece is going to go on here, and I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue this on here. I don't know what, I hadn't picked out my bow colors or anything yet. I guess that's something I ought to think about doing. I was looking for my glue. Sorry about that. And I might want to use one of my little silicone mats. I'm going to grab one of those too. So I was watching somebody earlier while I was preparing cutting out my pieces for this video. I was watching another lady, and I've seen this card fold before, but I had not seen it in a while. I don't even know what it was called. I might have to go look at the video again at the beginning and see what she calls it. But it's a really neat one, and you can use you can use like coordinating pieces of designer paper. And so it's a really neat way to use up a few different pieces of designer paper on the same card. So I'm hoping to do one with that later on this week with that design. And I'm actually thinking about using it on one of the paper pumpkin cards, because I haven't even gotten into that kit yet from May. So, all right, the next thing I did, let me take this off too. The next thing I did was I splattered my little piece of cardstock. I don't know if I just don't have it or if there's not one. I didn't look, but I didn't see a garden green blending pen. Now I know there's a garden green Stampin' Right marker, but I don't have those. I do have a lot of the blends though, but I ended up pulling out the dark old olive. And really, when you put that on here, I don't think you can tell a whole lot of difference with that. And by the time I put the cherries on it and stuff, but it just keeps it from being just that little bit of green on there helps keep it from looking too stark, from the white just getting too stark. Oh, and I forgot, y'all, we'll need a scrap piece of paper to stamp our sweet on. It needs to be approximately 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 inches long, and then about you can probably want to do it 1 1/2 inches wide. That piece of paper, this piece of paper is 1 1/2. So I would say 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that would be big enough to stamp your sentiment on there. And then I fussy cut that out. All right, so we'll need that here in a minute. We'll do our stamping shortly. I want to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down too, though, while I've got my pad over here in my glue. And we'll glue our embossing folder things together too. And put the embossing folder and that other designer paper, and they'll put all that on the card base. And then we can do all our stamping. So we've got these pieces put together, and these pieces are put together. And I need to put this one on this. And the reason I'm doing this before I put it down is because in case I had to trim off some of this, which it looks like I will need to trim off just a touch of this. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to make sure I'm staying in the camera here. So forgive me if I go out. I'm trying really hard to stay in though. So anyway, I think I did mention at the beginning that I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My name is Kimberly O'Brien. I've got all my information, contact information here. The best way to reach me is by texting me on my phone and telling me who you are and what I can help you with. And then if I have a break, because I work during the day, if I have a break, I can call you, or I can call you when I get home in the afternoons. Also, I mean, you can email me, but I only check that email about twice a week. It's Kim's Creations with a K, Kim's Creations with a K, .cards@gmail.com. That phone number is 864-752-5688. My Facebook page is Kim's Creations and Card Ministry. And then my YouTube, I always forget to look at this. Let me look this up real quick. And hopefully you're watching this on YouTube. Let's see. Go home. So I think you find me by putting my name, Kimberly O'Brien, all squished together, and put in the number 5912, because you do Kimberly O'Brien, a lot of Kimberly O'Briens come up. I do have my picture there, so there's not just a K there, there is a picture. And my strawberry blonde or red turning grayish blonde colored hair in the picture, and kind of a navy floral print shirt. So I'm in the picture, and that's how you can find me on YouTube. And again, please ask your friends to come and subscribe to my channel, and thumbs up and share and comment. It would really help me a lot, so I can get the number of subscribers I need to do live video. I don't think I cut that very well. I'm thinking I might take it to the trimmer, because I'm pretty sure I took off part of it I wasn't supposed to. Get my paper trimmer back out here. I'm just gonna cut off a smidgen right there. I think I'm gonna turn it over to do it, because you can see better how bad I cut that. I'm not good at that. I would say my eye, I've got some eye issues. I had cataract surgery on the one eye a little over a week ago. I was hoping to only miss 2 days of work. I ended up missing 3, because day 2, my eye was actually worse than day 1. I thought I had an infection, but it turned out it was just a busted blood vessel, but it looked worse and hurt worse the second day. And so basically my 3rd day was more like my 2nd day was supposed to be. And so I ended up missing another day of work. And now I'm got to be out again next week, at least 2 days, maybe 3 again, from work, to get the second eye done, and hopefully it won't have as many complications. But I'm still real blurry in this eye, so he gave me an extra eye drop to use twice a day. He said there was still some swelling and there was still some fluid in there, and that's why it feels like there's still like a film on top of my, covering my eyes. So I am struggling a little bit with my vision, and plus my eyes don't work well together anymore, because, well, I don't wear glasses that work together anymore either. So it's just different. But I'm hoping when I get the second eye done next week, all that will get resolved. My eye does get a little bit better every day, but at work I'm on that computer. I'm on the big computer, the big screen, and that glare is just, whew. I'm okay if I'm just out walking around the building. It doesn't have those bright lights, all over the building, but in front of my desk, it gets pretty rough. And I woke up with a headache during the night last night. Had a headache So I went in a little bit late, took some Excedrin, and hopefully I won't have a headache tonight. I need to actually turn that light so it's not glaring in my space so much. All right, so I got this piece down. Just make sure. Now when I did that, the other card with the dots, I had to put a lot of glue on this because with all those dots, you know, they go into the glue goes down into the dots. So I had to I tried to put the glue on the parts that wasn't in the dots, and I put a good bit on it to make sure it stayed. All right, so we've got that, and then this piece is going to go. Looks like I need to trim a tad bit off of this. Let's see if I can do this one without cutting off part of my cardstock. A little bit better. But I'm wondering, is it going to be the right length here? I'm going to have to cut that off a smidge too. So I'm going to make sure I cut it up, leave it out on this side, and I'll cut a smidge off the edge. And then this piece is going to go over top here, and it's going to have our cherries on it. And we're going to stamp our sweet. See, now this is where I used the two different colors of greens here. But I'm gonna leave this one. I think I want to pull this up a little bit higher, and I'm probably gonna wrap something around. I don't know what color thread I want to use. I don't think I have anything garden green. I've got some pecan pie. That might work. I have to go get it. I think I left it on my dining room table. It just came in the mail the other day. I might use the pecan pie on that. Oh, never mind. Linen thread. That's what we'll use, because like this is smaller. We'll use linen thread. That'll be perfect. All right, now we got to stamp our cherries and our sweet and our inside of our card. Okay, so I'm going to use my foam mat here for stamping because these are photopolymer stamps. If you don't have one of these, a mouse pad works well, or a pad of paper will work. I also need some scrap for to stamp my cherries on too. So let me grab that. All right, so I'm using Berry Burst. So that's the color of cherries I'm going to do this time. The other ones I think I said were Poppy Parade. So I'm going to bring out my Berry Burst. So the cherries and the word sweet will all be done with this color. Okay, so there's my cherry sitting right there. And the way the stamp is like this. So you're going to want to be able to slide your cardstock in there. And to cut back on waste of the cardstock, actually, what I'll do, see, because if I cut it this way, I'm going to lose all this cardstock unless I cut off a slice, which I could do that. The other option, let me think about this for a minute. Nah, I'm going to just have to cut off a slice. I was thinking, but what I was thinking wasn't going to work. So I'll cut off a piece here that we can just cut us a few cherries out on. All right, and sometimes it's got a piece of tape on it. Sometimes it helps, like this has been sitting out since yesterday. It's possible it got some dust or something on it, especially in my house. So sometimes you take a little piece of Scotch tape and run it across. It might pull off some stray pieces of fuzz, or if you have a cat, which I don't have one now, but sometimes cat hair. I hear people say cat hair get in their things. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stamp a few. Just be sure you want to ink it up really well because it's a solid stamp, you know, and like the ones I stamped weren't perfect, but I think they turned out nice on my card, so I'm okay with that. But I will hold it there for a minute and help it absorb into the paper for a minute. See, because there's a, if you see it up close, you can kind of see there's some like little white spots kind of showing, but that's okay. They don't bother me. I'm gonna put some Wink of Stella on the two that are going on the front of the card, and that'll help distract that a little bit. Now that one wasn't as good. I might not like that one so much. Let's see. That's why I'm doing an extra one. Hopefully this one is better. I remember when I had that bottled happiness in that bottle when I got it last year, I had the hardest time getting good stamping. Oh, I did that one off. Doing good stamped images with that. It was kind of crazy because now I don't have any trouble with it. But last year, and look at that, and that one's so much better, and I went down to the bottom. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do another one right there, and hopefully it'll be good too. Oh, gracious. And now I got it all over my block. So I have to clean that off. It's kind of strange coming on here and just talking to yourself on a camera. So the lives, I think, are better because you can have somebody interact with you. Like I can say, what color ribbon do y'all think I should use? Since I didn't pick one out already, and y'all could help me with that and picking out a ribbon to use. What color, or what color gem do you think I should use, or do I need to use any gems at all, or should I use Wink of Stella, or shouldn't I use Wink of Stella? And so it's kind of nice to have some interaction on the camera with other people. Maybe one day, hopefully we'll get there. So we're gonna line this up here so you can see it. You're just gonna have a little bit of white, a small amount of white all the way around the cherry. And sometimes, again, this is not always the best for me to see, but I'll do the best I can. All right, there's one. That was the bad side. Okay, here's the second one. And sometimes if I do them off and I get a little bit too much white in one side, I'll just go trim it up and fix it. Turn those back over. And let's do the last one, which might have been the best one, actually. I think it was. This will be the one that's on top for sure. All right, and I don't really think I can do a lot left with this leftover paper right here, so I'm gonna just toss that in the trash. All right, so now I'm gonna need, I'll go ahead and stamp one of these cherries here for my inside piece of paper, the inside piece. I was trying to remember. Yeah, I put it over there on the side right here. Put it up in that corner again. You gotta be careful. All right. Oh, see, and there's something on that one, I think. You know, I talked about using that tape. It looks like there's like a little scrap of paper. Let me show you what happens. See where that little scrap of paper is right there? And I saw that. It was something, scrap of something got on there. I don't know what it was. Just a tiny, tiny smidgen of something. I'm gonna wipe it off like this. And we will check it again. Let's see. I wonder if something's there too. I'm not sure. That might be the little spot that's supposed to be there. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, every once in a while, something I think gets on your ink pad. And like I said, if you stamp it, it's gonna stamp with you. All right, we'll put the little cherries right here. Please make a good image. Please make a good image. Oh, not bad. Okay. And we'll let that dry for a minute, and then we're going to stamp our sweet, which I have mounted it here on this one. Oh, let me take the little stem off. I don't need that quite yet. I'll need it in a minute. All right, I'll ink this up real good now. Hopefully there's I don't see any odd bits. And I'm just gonna make sure it's inked up really well. And just stamp it right here. I apologize if my head got in the way there. Yeah, I'm gonna just hold it on there for a minute. Let that ink kind of sink in, transfer in real well. All right, fingers crossed. I was so happy the way the red one turned out yesterday. I was really tickled. Come on. Yes, it turned out really nice. That's a good image. I like that a lot. All right, and then I'm gonna need my, I am gonna need my stem. I like to use, for thin stuff like that, I like to use the thin stamp. When you use a stamp that's bigger than what you need, it doesn't always stamp right. So I'm going to just set this on the paper because they bend real easily too, and you can manipulate the way they are, and I want it to be the way it's supposed to be, and so I'll let it sit there for a minute so it's not all stretched out from me pulling it off a minute ago. All right, and then the color I'm doing my stems, I'm using, I put that in the wrong place. I am using basic gray, which is not black. It's a dark gray, so it works. Okay, and so the stems, they cut out with this big part of the stem at the bottom. So I want to stamp it so that I can stick these in there and it goes into my punch the right way. Let me turn my stuff this way. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp a few of them. And I need to put some space in between them. Because again, you'll be cutting off, you know, if I put it too close, it's gonna cut off with that leaf right there. So I need to kind of space them out a little bit. I'm not really sure what the secret is to how far to space them out. I'm just spacing them out. There is a way that you can go and set yourself up a little template for these to work. But I'm gonna just, yes, I'm gonna end up stamping that one. I didn't put it over far enough. I'm gonna end up cutting that one out. That's okay. Technically, I only need two, but I like to have a third one just in case. All right, so I lost one there. I'll go back and stamp another one. Yeah, because if I set up my template, I could go ahead and stamp everything. Yeah, go ahead and stamp my leaves and stamp them all and then punch them out. Get everything lined up right on a block, on a couple blocks. Like put this on a block and the leaves on a block, but you'd have, like I said, you kind of got to have everything lined up and a template there so you can do it correctly. You could also like just lay these leaves down and try to stamp the stamp on top of these that punched out. I guess that's doable. The other thing you can do is just punch the leaves out of green cardstock, which I've done before. I do stuff like that sometimes. Let me punch me one more of these. Stamp one here. I want to punch one more. And then I need to stamp, oh, and I forgot my envelope too. I need to do my envelope. So I've got this one. I'll go ahead and punch this one out. Get that lined up. We'll try to get just a little white. I ended up trimming the ones I did yesterday. I felt like a couple of them had too much white on one side. Little stuff like this is sometimes pretty hard to line up just because it's small. It just doesn't line up as easily. There's that one. Did better than I did last night, I will say. Okay, now let me stamp my I'll set these down here with my little cutouts. I want to stamp the stem on my cherry here for the inside. And I'm just going to lay that stem about right there. And I'm hoping that some of this other ink that I got on this stamp doesn't get all over my paper. Be careful not to just do it straight down and straight up. There we go. Good, because that needs to be cleaned now. But I need to do my envelope. While I've got it out, let me find my berry first again. Got another chance at one of these. Let's check the back. The reason why I checked the back is I've been known to stamp these and make my envelopes upside down. That's fun. Don't want my envelopes to be upside down, thank you. All right, I'm gonna hold it a minute. Let's let the ink transfer. There we go. And again, we'll do a stem, and then we've got to do our leaves. A stem here. Just like we did the one inside the card. Still gonna have to do leaves on that too. I'm using garden green leaves, so let me get the garden green ink. There it is. And so these are kind of like when you stick it in here, stick your paper in here, it's just gonna be like that. So I could just stamp this one, it doesn't matter. I don't have to do them both. I could just do this one and then go over and do the next one and do the next one like that. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna turn my stamp to look like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be lined up exactly right, but it's going to be about right there. Technically, I just need 4, so let's see. But I might try to get a couple more if I can fit them all on there. So, 1. I'm thinking that this maybe is supposed to have a little bit of shading on it. I don't know, but it did that yesterday too. So I'm going to use the Scotch tape. I know these sometimes will come with a little bit of a film on them. And so, and which is what I kind of think what happened with that bottle last year, and I had such a hard time with it, but now it works like a charm. So maybe they just do have some kind of a film on them or something when you first get it, and it takes a while for it to wear off. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we go. And that was worse. Oh my goodness. Now, I was told, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was told that cherries are supposed to have 2 leaves up near the top. So that's what I'm doing. Somebody that's grown cherries before. That's what they told me. So we will see. And if it goes off the page a little bit, it's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. Sometimes it looks better when it goes off the page just a tad. All right, and I need my cherries on the envelope. And then my leaves on the envelope. One there. Didn't quite get that one on the stem. I'll try to fix it with this one. Pull it over just a touch. That's better. Okay, and just set that over there. I don't think I'm doing anything. Did I do anything else? No, I didn't do anything else on my other envelope. So I'm going to just stop with that. And I did have some scrap paper that I put on the inside of the other one. So I might see if I can get a couple pieces of scrap paper. And I also need to put the, did I put happy birthday or something like that in here? Yeah, I did. I put birthday wishes. And I did it in the green. So I should have that on a stamp already, on a block. It's this one right here. I'm pretty sure I cleaned these last night, but I'm gonna double check. And we just keep our fingers crossed that I stamp it well. And I'm gonna stamp it down here near the bottom. And I hope I don't mess up. Let me do one practice one. I need to. All right, and straight. Sometimes, depending on what it is, I make things crooked on purpose. But it has to be like you did it on purpose. And see, 'cause that was a little tiny bit crooked, not on purpose. If I really wanted it to be crooked, I would have like done it like this. Or like this or something, you know, just, you know, in a strategic place and made it crooked. That's not bad though, I'm okay with that. All right, so I can put the green away. And did I finish with the stems? I think I finished my stems, so I'm gonna put my gray away so I don't have any kind of an inky mess. And we'll try punching out our little leaves and see, hopefully this works the way I said it does. It worked last night. Hopefully it'll work again. Again, I would imagine you don't want to, still don't want to punch them, put them too close together. All right, there's one. Two. And I hope my head's not blocking the video. I don't think it is. Hopefully it's not. And cut out one more just to have it, just in case. All right, so let's see. Got to dig through all the scraps to find the ones that are actually leaves with the right thing done on them, and then I can go down here and I can just toss this just to those scraps there. I'm gonna pull my photopolymer mat back out, or silicone mat, I'm sorry, my little silicone mat back, because now I'm going to be using some glue. I'm going to glue my stems to the cherries. Let's see, which two cherries do I want to use? This one I think was the first one. I think these two. I'll set that one aside. Well, I'll probably go ahead and put a stem on it. This stem, actually I probably want to do it to all of them, just a tiny bit down here. I just want to kind of take some of that white off. I just feel like it's just a little too much, just right in that one spot. If I can do it without cutting off the whole thing. I saw the neatest thing this girl did the other day, and I was like, I'm glad she did that, because now I know a better idea to do it. So I've done the little monkeys, you know, and one of those little monkeys, you know, has the tail and it's hanging down so that it could like be hanging on a tree trunk or a tree limb or something. And the curve of that tail to get in there to fussy cut that little monkey, because that's the one you have to fussy cut that one, and that one doesn't have a punch. And I was like stressing over cutting that out. Well, I saw a lady the other day. She just took her hole punch, punched a hole right there. See, I think I had some of these stamped. I don't know that I have that particular, no. But, so the tail was curled a whole lot more than that. And it was hard. This is the one you can punch out, so that's easy. But that tail just curls so much that, you know, I was having a hard time getting in there with my scissors. But she just took her little hole punch. I'm like, yay, there's an idea. So I'm going to do that next time. I got to finish that little card right there with my monkey. I got a lot of cards I need to finish. I got cards I started and haven't finished. But I wanted to use this stamp set. I've been working on a project and working with the same stamp set a lot, and I was ready to kind of move on to something else a little bit. And I was like, oh, I've got this, and I haven't used it yet, because I bought it at the end of before it went out, because I wanted to get the bundle price, and I knew it, since it was carrying over and I wanted to get it at the bundle price, I had to buy it before the old catalog expired. So anyway, so I've kind of been wanting to use this, and finally did. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put a little dot of glue. I'll try to put a dot. It's probably way more than I need. Might as well go put some on this one too. This is the extra one. Okay, and we'll put our stems. On. Oops. Set that there. Stem on this one. And this last one, and we'll set it over in my reserve pile of stuff over here. Oh, I've got, yeah, stuff I gotta do. All right, and then this one is gonna go flat. This one's gonna have dimensionals on it. But while I'm gonna let that dry for a minute, and while that's drying, I'm gonna start fussy cutting out the word sweet. Now, I took a long time, not a long time, but I was real careful cutting the last one. I don't know that I want to be that careful. I can do a lot less of a curve and still get the same effect, I think, and just not do it quite as much as I did before, because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it comes out. Again, this is hard on my eyes, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. Kind of cut right over my S too. I think it's okay though. I can just extend that a little bit there. I used to hate fussy cutting, and I really don't mind it so much now, but I just can't see good right now. And so it's a little bit frustrating to have to fussy cut, because my eyes are so bad. It's something how fast it came on, but because I mean, I've had bad eyesight my whole life, so that wasn't a thing, but I wore my glasses for distance. I didn't need them to read. I always just took my glasses off to read. I hadn't needed reading glasses and done fine without reading glasses, whereas a lot of people, you know, need the reading glasses, and I have not needed them. And the doctor had already told me, he said, because of the astigmatism in my left eye, that reading glasses were not going to work anyway, just the ones you buy off the shelf. At any rate, I would have had to buy special ones, I think. and I may still have to. We were hoping that wouldn't happen with the lenses that I had put in my eyes and the laser work that he did. We were hoping that it would prevent me from having to wear any kind of glasses at all, but we'll see. We'll have to see when it's over with. I had to go back in there the other day for a follow-up on measurements. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put some stuff. I didn't close the sink. That's not good. Close it up. Go ahead and put some dimensionals on some things. Find them here. I might need the big ones and the small ones. I'm gonna get them both out. It seems like I used both yesterday. I'll put the big one there. So I want to leave some space in the middle because I'm going to put ribbon. I'm going to put a ribbon on there. I'm going to have to run into my dining room and grab the ribbon off the table. I believe that's where I left it. I believe I left it in there. Yeah, when my box came the other day, it came the day I had the surgery. So the box is still sitting. Well, I emptied the box. I had my son put it on the table for me. And I finally felt like emptying the box. I emptied the box. And then I was able to finally read well enough to check the inventory, make sure everything was there. And then I had to mark it off in my catalog that I had it, so I don't order it a second time. Yes, I've done that. And then, but it's pretty much just stayed in there because I've got to make space over here for some more markers and stuff. And I just, yeah. I just haven't been up to doing stuff like that. Now I want to get my sticky scissors and cut some really thin pieces here to put on the back of that stem, if I can get it. If I can see well enough to do it. That might have worked. If I did that thin enough, maybe. Put behind that one stem. That one went flying, but I think I still have it. It didn't go away. Sometimes they fly and I have no idea where they went, but I saw that one, so that was good. And we can stick this one down here. We'll get this one up at the top. Try to. It might be a little bit wider than it needs to be. I'm trying to bend it a little bit. And sometimes I'll go with my Pick-a tool and I'll stuff it, and you can kind of push it into itself so it doesn't show. There's going to be leaves there too, so the leaves may cover it up as well. I think actually that's what happened with the last one. I think my leaves covered it. All right, now, so let's pull my little square over here. Kind of got to get an idea of, whoops, not this way. Idea of what I'm going to do. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so that's about where I want to glue that one. I might straighten him up just a touch instead of doing him so crooked. Glue. All right, found my glue. Something I also did, and I didn't realize I had done it, was the day before my surgery. I was in here doing like a finished up 1 or 2 cards or something, and apparently didn't put the lid back on my glue, but there wasn't a lot in the bottle, but it clogged all that stuff up, and so it was a real effort to get that kind of cleaned up. So yeah. All right, and then we're going to do this one. Let's take off the rest of our dimensionals. Okay. And I want to get the tops of this cherries as close together as possible so they kind of grow together. At least that's what, according to that other lady. I guess I could have researched it myself, but she used to have cherry trees, so I'm thinking she was probably right. There we go. And now I need 4 of these. I'm going to put that last one up there with that cherry. Okay, and I'm going to put the tiny dimensionals up on this end. I honestly don't know which end of the cherry is correct. That's one thing I didn't pay attention to when I saw the other lady do the cherries. Oh. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is put just a touch of glue down here. Oh, I don't need 4, I just need 2. Okay, let's just move that one over. And I'm gonna move this one over too, even though the thing's about to come off of it. All right, so we'll put this one on first on this side. And get this one on. And so I didn't put the dimensional on the area that went on the stem because that was already had a dimensional underneath it. So that's why I just put the glue on that one corner and put the dimensional as close to the top corner as I could. There we go. That's really cute. All right, now I'm gonna set this aside for a second. I am gonna run into my dining room, which is right behind me really, and see if I see my see that pecan pie ribbon and grab it and bring it back in here. Okay, oh no, it's not pecan pie. Where's my pecan pie? I know I bought pecan pie. All right, let me go look. Maybe I missed one. I picked up, wait, that's pecan pie. Never mind, I do have it. I picked up 3. This one is the pecan pie. So it just didn't, when I was first looking at it, it didn't look like it. But here's the other ones that I grabbed while I was in there. All right. Gradually getting the stuff off my dining room table. Let's see if I can get this open without tearing my ribbon. These little packages are the trickiest little things to cut out, to open. And I try to squeeze it in so I can get that plastic to separate. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. All right, and I think I'm gonna do kind of like I did. Oh wait, I said I was gonna use twine. Because this is thick, this is pretty thick. I don't know. There's what the pecan pie ribbon looks like. And if I use the twine, first of all, I got to get it off the roll. again, another one that's hard to open. So if I used the twine, it's not going to show up as well, that's for sure. Let me see how it looks under the, let me move this out of my way again. Find the, this. Let's lay this on there. This there, put this there, and this there. And this is here. And this goes here. And then I'd put a bow right here. I feel like this needs to go up. I might separate these instead of putting them together. I don't know. Maybe I'll save that and put that on last. I think I do kind of like the pecan pie ribbon because then it brings in this base that I used a little bit more. I think I'll do that. All right, so here's how I'm gonna do it. I'll take my little piece and I'm gonna try to center it on here. Oh, but I've got to cut this off a little bit. I should have, all right. Because if I'm wrapping the ribbon around it, I'll have to cut it before. All right, fingers crossed, y'all, that I can do this without making a mess of my paper. I'm just not good at this sort of thing. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm good with that. Woo, okay, good. All right, we're good. Now, I can tape this down on this side. By taping it and not winding it all the way around, you're saving a little bit of ribbon. If you do it every time, you're probably saving more than a little bit of ribbon, so might be enough to do like maybe 2 more cards in the end, rather than carrying the, you know, the extra 2 to 3 inches over there. That saves you a little bit. Saves a little bit. I'm okay with that being down a little bit because I've got the other piece that's going to go on here. Another piece of tape. And put it right here. And I'll cut that off. All right. Now, what I want to do, it's got some not dimensionals, glue dots somewhere. I can find them. All right, let's see. Well, that's empty. Why did I keep, oh, I know why I kept that. Okay, like this and this. I had some little glue dots in here, I thought. Oh, let me take those out. Put those in a different basket and that. Let's see, where'd that go? Oh, well, I thought I had some that I didn't stick back in this bag. I don't know where they got to. I got some somewhere. Oh well, who knows? All right, put the bag down here. Alrighty, so try to see if I had anything else. What I want to do is put just a one little dimensional, kind of not dimensional, a glue dot under here, just a touch, so that the ribbon won't move too much. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Sometimes I do it before. It just depends, and sometimes it doesn't move that much and I don't really have to do it, but this seemed to be moving a lot, so that's why I decided I'd do it. So I'm going to make sure it's stuck down there and then get that off and put it back on. There we go. All right, and then my sweet is going to go here. I don't think it's going to fit totally over the ribbon, so it'll be okay though. Sometimes you try to straddle the ribbon with the dots, the glue dots, but that's not going to happen with this ribbon, but it's okay. But I'm going to put it about right. I'm going to let it hang down on this green just a little bit. Okay, so let me get the dimensionals off of here. Oops, probably off camera, sorry about that. Did y'all hear my dog barking in the background? I don't know if you can hear, that fan is so loud. I know it doesn't seem loud to me in here working, but I noticed it as soon as the first time I left it on and I went and listened to a video, I noticed, oh my gosh, the fan is so loud. And I apologize, but it's too hot in here. I can't work without the airflow. I don't know. It's really hot. Alright, poke myself with them sharp scissors. Let me tell you, these are the best scissors I've ever used in my life for crafting. These are Fiskars, and they're great. But these Stampin' Up snips are so good. They are super good. I was just like, dang, I should have been using these my whole life. Of course, I wish I had known about Stampin' Up 25 years ago or 35 years ago too, because technically I've been doing all this stuff that long. I just haven't been doing it with Stampin' Up. I didn't know about Stampin' Up. Makes me wonder, were they mostly on the other side of the country, you know, because they started out in Utah, and that's where they're that's where they are. And I got to thinking, well, maybe they were mostly on the West Coast, you know, and maybe just in a few states over there, and that's maybe why I didn't hear about them. I did hear about Creative Memories early in my endeavors. So let me just say, when my oldest daughter, who just turned 41, when she turned 41, I mean, when she was born, you know, people gave, you know, you get the baby gifts, you have the baby showers, you get the cards in the mail. I took all that cute baby paper and all those cute cards, and I cut them up, fussy cut them up, made little, you know, things out of them, pockets and all kinds of stuff, and put them in her baby book and in her photo albums. And I was scrapbooking before scrapbooking was a thing like that, using pictures and paper and stuff. And at some point I realized my stuff was turning yellow, and then they talked about using acid-free papers and all this stuff. And so the next thing I heard was about Creative Memories. I think my daughter, the first time I heard about Creative Memories, she might have been 3 or 4, I think, maybe. And it just seemed, I mean, my husband and I, we were in school, and it just seemed so ridiculously expensive at the time, and I guess it probably was, you know, to buy their products and use their, it just seemed, Creative Memories was the only one I had heard of. I never heard of Stampin' Up until just a few years ago. I had heard of, I think it was Close to My Heart. I went to a Close to My Heart party one time, but they didn't like call out to me. As a matter of fact, I probably still have a bunch of paper packs from them over here that I never used, because I bought them, you know, thought I would like them, and then I started using them and I wasn't crazy about them. I don't know. I probably, like I said, I probably still have them over here somewhere. I have stuff. I got rid of a lot of my 20 and 30-year-old stuff, but I still have some. So, yeah, I could have been doing Stampin' Up all those years ago if I had known they were around, because I'd spend hours going through the stores, and I'd see paper, designer paper. I loved designer paper. I'd see designer paper I loved, but then I couldn't find something to match it, or another paper, because I always liked to use like 2 papers, not just one. I wanted to use 2 papers, but you got to find 2 that coordinated, and that wasn't always that easy to do. And I would spend so much time trying to match things up, or finding something cute to go with it, you know, a sticker or some kind of embellishment or something to put on the page that matched the other stuff that I was putting on the page. And just, and then even when I sat down to scrapbook, I'd still spend more time trying to figure out what I was going to do on my page. And just, so at some point I kind of got frustrated because scrapbook albums took so long to finish, you know, and I was getting frustrated with them, that I decided I'll start making cards. I can make cards a lot faster, and then I can share the joy. So at some point around when my twins were, when my twins were 4, I think, is when I was learning about the acid-free stuff, and that's when I started buying the papers and stuff like that. But within 10 years, about 2007 or 2008, I was like starting to make cards and little gift tags to put on bags and stuff like that. And I kind of cut back. I still did my scrapbooking, but I supplemented it with cards, because then I could have something, you know, that was finished and done, and then I could share it with somebody, a birthday card or, you know, whatever it happened to be. So it would have been nice if I had gotten into Stampin' Up in 2008 instead of 2022. I signed up at the end of 21, but I couldn't do anything because I had a rotator cuff surgery, and I couldn't really do anything for a while. So I really should have waited a couple months to join. But I spent a lot of that time looking at movies. I'm not happy with my bow at all. Not at all. This just doesn't look good. I don't know. Maybe just a knot. What y'all think? Just do a knot. Even my knot's kind of like shifted way over there, though. How did that happen? It started out over here in the middle. Part of my problem. It's moved on me. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah, I can move it back over. What if I just do a knot? Maybe that'll just look better. And I'll just do it kind of like that. Let's try a knot. I am not happy with the bow. Okay. And the thing keeps moving on me when I'm trying to trim it. All right, that's what we're gonna do. I'll go with a knot instead of a bow. Come on. I'm not still not 100% happy with it, but it'll do. All right, so this is gonna go here. I think I just glued that on, and then I think I put this up on dimensionals. And let's decide, do I want to pull it all the way on here? I'll pull it up. See, this is where I need to be able to do in live, because I could ask your opinion. All right, I think I'm going to leave it up, but leave it close. Right there. All right, so let's put glue on this. And it's time to say goodnight too. So we'll finish this up and come back. I'll do another video tomorrow. What I'll do, when I started this, it's the 7th. It's getting ready to be the 8th. So it's probably not going to get posted until the 8th. I'll probably date it the 7th in case I do one tomorrow. I don't know. I got a meeting after work tomorrow. I may not get one done. I don't know. But and I'll do the next card I was going to do using this same set and bringing in another set as well. So another stamp set. So I'm going to do another one that's a little different. I need to take that to the edge of the card. Kim. If I can get it there still. There we go. What you want, Brody? What you barking at, bud? I'll slide it down a little bit. All right, now I can stick that down. Maybe that bow will grow on me. Maybe I'll be able to figure out how to take it off and do something else too. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's pretty good though. All right, and then we're gonna put this, I think I'm still gonna put this up on dimensionals. Let's move this. Oh my goodness. Things. Let's put that back over there and put that there. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of my trash out of the way, although I'm going to have more in a minute because I put more dimensionals on something. So here we go. And dimensionals, I already put them away. Let's grab them up again. So again, just a reminder, I should have brought my little flyers out and I didn't. We're having Stampin' Up's having a sale right now on designer series paper. 15% off most, there's my glue dots. Most of the designer series papers are 15% off for the entire month of June. So a lot of the paper packs are just like $10 and something. There's one that's got more paper in it, a whole lot more paper. It's got like more than twice the amount of paper, and it was normally $30, and it's also 15% off. So it's really a they don't put stuff on sale typically except for when it's going on clearance. So it's really a good opportunity to get some papers that you like, some of the designer papers. Not the cardstocks are not on sale, but the designer papers are 15% off through the end of June. And okay, Brody, the June paper pumpkin's getting ready to come out. You've got until the 10th, which I think is Saturday. I still got my calendar here on May. Let me flip it over to June. Yeah, Saturday's the 10th. I'd do it on the 9th because Saturday comes, you forget. If you want paper pumpkin, you need to go ahead and sign up for paper pumpkin to get the one that they ship out on June, because they ship on the 11th. So, well, the 10th is, well, they'll ship on the 12th because the 11th is Sunday and they're not open. But you've got to sign up before the end of the 10th, preferably the 11th, to get that set. And the colors are going to coordinate with that countryside thing that's in the catalog, all the pretty blues and stuff. So they're going to coordinate with those. And that paper's on sale too. So you might want to get some more of that paper or get some if you haven't gotten it already. And then there's a joining special right now. If you like stamping and you want more products and you like getting them things at a reduced cost, you can do that. I'm putting on some Wink Stella here to make these a little shiny. So you can go and sign up to be a demonstrator and get, after your startup order, you will get 20% off on all your other orders from then on, as long as you meet the minimums. I think it's like $300 a quarter. It's not much. It's like $100 a month. Most people spend at least $100 a month on their hobbies. And this is a hobby you can share with people and pass on the joy. Pass the joy. Share the joy. I'm just trying to see if I missed a spot right there maybe. I ought to go ahead and open a new one, but there's still some in this. I go add more alcohol to it. There's still sticky stuff in there. Or not sticky, but glittery. It stays in there like forever. And just add some more alcohol to it. And more comes out. I think I got it covered. A little bit more right there. And turn it at an angle and I can see it better. Oh. There we go. That's got the wink on it. And we've got to glue in our inside piece. So with the joining fee is typically $99. You do not pay shipping. You will pay tax, but not shipping. Shipping is on Stampin' Up for your first order. So, and typically the $99 fee, joiner fee, you would get $125 worth of product for $99. So you're already getting a discount right off the bat. You're getting $125 worth of products plus items that you need if you decided you wanted to demonstrate and sell the stuff, which you don't have to do. Nobody's requiring you to sell anything. And so $125 of product for $99. $9. However, this month, for the month of June, you're getting $155 worth of products. So you can go through the catalog and pick out $155 stuff. And including that is the 15% off the paper. So you're getting an extra discount, really, if you're buying designer papers that are on sale, because you get the 15% off of them. And you're getting, that could go towards your free product. You'll also be eligible to purchase some of the pre-order things that only demonstrators can get ahead of time. But since you're getting ready to be a demonstrator, they let you get those too. And they'll also send you a paper pumpkin kit. It'll be one of the past paper pumpkin kits they'll send you. So for $99, you're getting, $155, $175. You're getting basically $175 worth of product with no shipping charges for $99 and tax. I mean, it's a good time to join. They do the joining for $99 all the time, but about 3 times a year they kind of sweeten the pot a little bit, and right now they're sweetening the pot a little bit. So if you like Stampin' Up and you want to do that, need some help making decisions, please get in touch with me. I would be more than happy to help with that. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator and help you get started in your Stampin' Up journey. Again, the best way to reach me is texting me on my cell phone there, 864-752-5688. If you go to the Stampin' Up website, stampinup.com, and there's a little pull down menu, stampinup.com, you look for a demonstrator, and you can put my name in there, or you can put Anderson, South Carolina. That's the area I'm connected in. My name should come up, and you choose me as your demonstrator. If you spend less than $150, please use my host code, because then that allows me to get credit towards some free products that I can give away to people. And once I start being able to do those lives on YouTube, I will be giving some free products away. So if you spend under $150, you use my host code. There'll be a place to put it on the page, the last page where you're finishing up your order. It'll say, do you have a host code, down at the bottom? And that's where you would put this number in. This is good for the month of June. If you spend over $150, you will get the free rewards. So be sure only put the host code if you are under $150. Now, if you spend at least $35, I will be sending you a free card kit. It'll have enough materials that you need to make 4 cards, 2 designs. And I'll have everything included except for stamping. I can't stamp our images for you, but I can do the other items. So I didn't put any bling on that. I can send you bling, I can send you ribbon, I can send you cardstock. I can even punch something out for you, but I can't stamp it. So I'll send you things to make 4 cards and everything but the stamps, okay? And if you spend $50, you'll get a bonus gift. So again, just let me know if you need any help, place an order. If you liked the content tonight, you like my cards, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends to come. Check it out. I think I'm going to do on my Facebook page this weekend. I might do a giveaway on my Facebook page this weekend. We'll see. But anyway, it was great tonight. I like it in this color. I'm good. I like this. I kind of like the different contrast than just using the red. It's turned out pretty. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks again for watching and being patient with me. And you all have a great night and great rest of your week. And I'll try to get back on here a couple more times between now and the end of the weekend. All right. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.